whether it's hot or cold, the most important thing you can do is stay dry. That's across the board, which is where the whole cotton thing comes in. That goes for your gloves, your hats, your shirts, your socks, everything. No moisture. Keep it away from you. The summertime helps keep you cooler. The wintertime helps keep you warmer. Okay? Going on from there, we already went through our shirts. I'm going to talk briefly about jackets. So come over here. Here I have 3 jackets. I'm going to start with this one. This is going to be the thickest one. I just picked this one up at Fleet Feet. It's on clearance. It's a nice jacket here. It's made by Kraft, which I don't normally buy their stuff, but you know, they're a good product. It's got some wind protection there. If you notice, the zipper is exposed. That's a part where wind can actually get through. So if you buy something with full wind protection, make sure that there are flaps on the inside and outside of the zippers. Keep the wind out. The next one, of course, is going to be, this is a North Face jacket. Very, 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 very thin. What that does, though, when it's cool out, cool and windy, if you're sweating or if it's raining, particularly if it's raining and you get wet, this is going to remove moisture super quick to dry you out real fast. Plus, it's packable. You can actually bundle this thing up, stuff it in its own pocket, and put it away. So you'll find when you look at jackets like this, they seem a lot more expensive than you would think. There's a reason for that. They are worth the money if you can spend it. You don't have to have it, but just know where that's coming from. When you see a jacket like this, it's this lightweight, there's a reason for it. And of course, I've got my Segoy, one we were talking about. This is also one of my favorites. Actually, this is my favorite jacket. So keep that in mind also. Going on the pants, main pants that I normally run in. These are actually, just real quick, I bought these for 20 bucks at Walmart. This is what I put on when I'm done running. I can go inside a restaurant or a store or something, have something to eat, hang out, whatever, and I'm not sitting around in my running clothes. These are just some regular running shorts. These are Segoys. I actually bought these when I bought that jacket. Super, super nice. However, just wear what you want or whatever, but these are, I've got several pairs of long pants to wear as well. And these are what I normally wear. Okay, these are 3/4 length. They're CWX. I've got 2 pair of these 3/4 lengths, and this is my go-to. You see these bands in here? These are meant to support your muscles and joints to help cut down on muscle vibration. Every time you hit the ground, your muscles vibrate. It causes fatigue and tears the muscles up. This helps keep things in line. If you're older like I am, oh, that's right, you're older, you may want to take a look at these and see if these can help you out. Okay? All right, for socks, we got 2 kinds of socks here I'm going to show you. Everybody's got the socks they like. It doesn't matter, whatever you like, wear them. I like features, okay? They're right and left. They wick really well. You take them off, they're almost dry. They never lose their shape. These socks, I ain't gonna lie to you, these socks are probably 15 years old. I got a lot of socks, so I don't wear them that often, but these socks are still holding up. And then my compression socks. These are CEP. It's the only brand of compression socks I wear. And as far as I'm concerned, they're the best out there for athletes. They got different types, different lengths, etc., etc. You can check with Fleet Feet. They can get you fitted with those if need be. Have any questions, let me know. But these are outstanding. You're not going to go wrong with those. All right. Shoes real quick. All right. These are my go-tos. On Cloud Runner, done several marathons on Cloud Runners. You're not gonna go wrong with these. Personal preference on all of these. These I bought the other day just for training. And give me that extra cushion. We're older now. Make sure I can get through my training. The idea is to get through the training, not necessarily to have your favorite thing. On race day, I'll probably be wearing my ons unless something drastic happens. And then once I wandered off the beaten path, I've got some Karus. I don't even know why I bought them, but they're good shoes. Kind of heavy though. And I got my Saucony Peregrines, very nice. And then I have my go-tos for trail. We could probably do another Ultra. Hint, hint. Brooks Cascadia. Love these. Okay. Whatever shoe works for you, make sure you know what you're getting. Every shoe's different. They have different qualities. You don't buy a shoe because somebody else does. You don't buy a shoe for color. You can buy shoes for colors if you want to, just not for running. Okay. Next, we've got nutrition. So you see these things, the waffles. These are very popular, very good. I generally have these like on an ultra or just a snack on before or after a run. And I've got Recoverite, okay? And there's another thing called Endurox, which I have to order, made by the same company. Endurox is my recovery drink of choice. They didn't have it at the store, so I'm gonna order a big canister of it. Probably do that as soon as I finish this video. And that's what you drink right when you get done. It gives you the right nutrient breakdown, get your body back in shape there. I highly recommend, if you wanna focus on nutrition, make sure you have what you need for when you're exercising, and then figure out what you need to do for a recovery drink. That's something you're gonna pick up as soon as your workout is over with. And then, I couldn't find Power Gel, but I do like Goo. Goo's nice and simple. You can't go wrong with Goo. I've been drinking this stuff for years, and I have gel flasks. Basically, they're little holsters that hold these type things. They fit in your pocket. While you're running, they're held upside down. Grab it, pop the cap off, down your gel, you're good to go. These are good. There's all kinds of different types. I stick with Nathan ordinarily. These are flip belt. They're actually pretty expensive. 13 bucks for that. That's a lot for this. But there's no cap on it. So you just drink out of it. You don't have to pull a cap on and off. You don't have to pull it up or down. These are pretty nice. You got to find some holsters for them. All right. Moving on, we got our Garmin. So I want to show you real quick. I got my Garmin Epics here. I think it's the one I'm wearing. And then I have my Phoenix 6 is what I run and train in. And I've got a Vivo just for whatever. I don't ever wear it. But I also have this is the piece de resistance. If you buy another piece of training equipment, make sure you buy a chest strap. If you don't have a chest strap, you're cheating yourself, and you don't deserve to have the Garmin that you wear. So get a chest strap or give your Garmin away. Then I have this, because you don't think it's as important, but it's just as important as everything else that we've talked about, if not more. You don't have to have this, but keep this in mind. This is the Garmin Tempi. This is a temperature gauge. It registers the temperature and transmits it to my watch, and I get all that data. The reason that's important is because we're running in 50 degree weather. It's drastically different than running in 75 degree weather. Okay? So you need to be able to look at your workout. If your heart rate goes up at a certain point, or run becomes particularly difficult at a certain point, you look, oh, temperature is 13 degrees higher at that point. I determined that that's what the problem was when we were talking about my heart rate. That my heart rate problem was based on the fact that the temperature was too high. So you don't have to get one of these, but when you're doing your workouts and you check your Garmin, make sure you take into consideration what the temperature and the weather is, wind and temperature. Right? Something I wanted to mention about race prep. When I'm prepping for a race, like right now, we're pretty much in that stage. I'm going to make sure every Friday night if I'm going to do a Saturday morning run, or Saturday night if I'm going to do a Sunday morning run. For my long run, I'm going to do it just like I do on race day. I'm going to eat the same foods that night. I'm going to get the same sleep. And most importantly, I lay out everything, start to finish. So when I wake up race morning, everything I need for that race is laying on the floor in the order that I will put it on. Socks, pants, shirt, watch. And at the end of that, I'll have my breakfast sitting, which is usually oatmeal. So I have my oatmeal packet and fruit. And I just go with it because you don't want to think about it and practice doing the routine. Race day is all about routine. If you don't have a routine on race day, I guarantee you something's going to go wrong. So think about that on race day. That's important. And the same thing goes on, like I said, for long runs. When you're doing your long runs, prep that same way. And one more thing, you've probably heard a lot of over the years about carb loading. Just forget about all that. This is all you need to know. You need to make sure you're getting proper nutrition starting 3 days, 72 hours before that long run. You're not going to carb up the night before and have all these energy stores in your blood. You need to, if you're gonna run on Saturday, you need to start loading up, if you will, on Wednesday to make sure that that stuff's in your blood, it's in your muscles, it's ready to be used. You wait till the last minute, your body's not going to be able to absorb it, so you're not going to be able to use it. Also, keep in mind some things like safety issues. I've got some reflective stuff here. I've got some lights and other things that I use to make sure that I can be seen. Always remember, I know you like to wear the headphones, the bone conducting headphones. I wear the internals, but I don't run on the road very often anymore, just because it's got to be too dangerous. So make sure you can be seen. I have this still in the box. This is a headlamp. Oh my God. Yeah, if you decide to get an ultra, might as well start looking at them now because you're going to need one of these if you're going to run an ultra. But I also have a vest that's very thin like that. I can put on, and it doesn't matter what it looks like when you wear it. What matters is if you can be seen. There are two types of illumination that you can wear, by the way, when you're running. One is passive, something that's going to just sit there and not move, like something you wear on your chest, and also there's something that's active illumination. So if it's on your foot or something, it's moving. That's going to more likely grab someone's attention. Okay, that's my basic setup. One last thing on hydration and safety and all that, and nutrition. I hate carrying stuff when I run. Don't like it. That's why. My gel plasts, I have holsters for them. And one more time, I've got this. Which brings me to something else, by the way. You're old. Basic, you're old. Make sure you got toilet paper. Just telling you. It's on you if you don't have it. If you ever need it, you may never need it. But if you ever do, you don't have it, you'll be sorry. Okay? This is where I put my phone in. I actually have a separate phone for exercising. That's smaller than the phone that I normally wear. Got all my music and stuff on. That way I can take that. I still have communication and everything, but it stores away really easy. That way I can just put it on my waist. I don't even know it's there. Okay? Going on to vests real quick, because if I need to carry hydration, stuff like that, I'm going to wear a vest. This is my lightest weight one. If I'm going out for a 10, 12 miler, I just need to carry a few things. I'm going to wear that. It's lightweight, weighs next to nothing. I can put everything I need in here, including car keys, which normally go in my shorts, but otherwise, the car keys and stuff in there. I can actually put a water bottle in there if I needed to. This is something I really wanted to show you. This is called a pill pocket. Okay, see that right there. Open it up. That holds the pills I can't find. I have some electrolyte pills. They're just that. They're little pills. They're electrolytes. They're very nice. I'll send you a picture of them or something. I'm going to give you a list of all this. Those electrolyte pills fit in here. They're a lot easier to deal with than gels and all that other stuff. Just boom, just pop it. It's done. It breaks down really quickly. This pocket is specifically designed for that. You can put those pills in here, reach in there, grab one and go. Okay. This is my lightweight one. Training runs, shorter runs, whatever. If I just need to carry a couple things, I can even get a few things back here if I need to, which is real nice. Next step up, it's going to be this one. I use this a lot when cycling. I actually have an inner tube in here. I've got a bike pump, some other things I carry around. I can also get a hydration bladder in here with the hose, like your Camelback type thing. Again, lightweight, forms to the body really well. I've had this one for a long time. I think this was the first one I bought. Yeah, that's a real nice one. And again, all Nathan. And here is, by the way, Endurolites. Those are the tablets I was telling you about. Or capsules. Long run, this holds, I think, 2 liters, I think. Okay. I don't remember what this was called. This was about 180 bucks. Look it up. If you can't fit everything you need to carry in this, you need a new hobby, okay? This holds everything. It holds my pills. It holds my bottles, extra bottles. It holds energy bars. It holds extra gels. It holds my jacket. There are pockets all over this thing. If you look right here, this is the back side of it. If you look right here, there's a pocket there that goes all the way across the back. So if I take my jacket off or something like that, I can actually just slide it in here. You know, this thing is just, it's crazy. It looks like that. You can see I've got the bladder in there. You're gonna need something like this for an Ultra. If you can find somewhere where they sell them, you're gonna want to try them on wherever you get it from. Make sure it's one that you can either try on or send back. Because you're gonna need to try it on, make sure it fits, make sure it's comfortable. Remember, something like this is just like your shoes. The less you notice about it when you wear it, then the better the fit. If you put it on, you find it's tight here and there, something's just barely putting pressure on, that's going to be a problem later on. So focus on making sure you get that. So anyway, that's the gist of it. That's really everything I carry. One more thing I'm going to mention here at the end, which people don't think about. Okay, you see all this gear I'm talking about? It seems like a lot. And I've got all that. I didn't mention these, but I even have USB rechargeable hand warmers. Okay, those are real nice. They also double as USB chargers. Okay, with all this noise, all this. When I go to Georgia for the race, everything I need is going to fit in this one bag. Everything. Okay. Everything I need will fit in this bag. Right here. Shirts, extra shirts. I don't know if I'll need a base layer. I won't know till race day. I won't know till I wake up in that morning. Here's something that's funny about running the marathon. This is why you take so much stuff. I'll just give you a quick story and that'll pretty much sum it up for you. I ran the Indianapolis Marathon one year and I checked the weather. The weather said at race time it was going to be about 70 degrees. At the end of the race, it was going to be about 45 degrees. And it was going to be raining the second half of the race. Guess who was shivering at the finish line? Guess who was not? Okay? I was not shivering. The reason I was not shivering is because I was overdressed at the start line. I had on long pants, I had on an extra layer with a half zip, and everybody was like, "You're going to burn up out there." And then the temperature started to drop. And then the rain came. By the time all that was done with, everybody else was frozen at the finish line, shivering, and I was fine at the finish line. Check the weather. You dress for the weather that you're going to have basically for the last 10 miles. The weather you have at the beginning is not going to be that big of a deal. I mean, it can be, but, you know, like I said, if you're not expecting the weather to get colder, and it does, you're going to regret it. So always check the weather, not just at race time. That's not that important. I can't tell you how many races I started out. At the start of the race, I'm freezing. Because I know by the time I finish the race, I'm going to be burning up. Right? You know you're going to be fine if you're just cold. And you're going to warm up. You're going to warm up when you start running anyway. But to know that I don't have too many clothes on at the end of the race is really important. And to know that I have enough clothes on at the end of the race is even more important. So keep that in mind. Hope this helps. Take it easy.